Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's very late outside, it's like 10 o'clock, so I gotta wrap this up real quick and start tomorrow morning. But you also might hear rain in the background, sorry about that, it's pouring outside. But today, we are building a boat, so I know it's pretty crazy, but basically this pallet right here, I found in my woods, not found it, but like my dirt bike came on this pallet, so I already have part of the pallet built. I stripped some wood off because it is pretty heavy. It's very heavy to pick up. So once we have some floaty or something, foam underneath there, it might be able to float, but it's meant for two people. Person sit there, legs go that way. Person sit there, legs go this way. And I built the tip of it. I don't know what it's called exactly, but I built the tip of it. And then back here, this is supposed to be like the rudder. So that stick over there probably go right here and it'll stick out that way, and the person in the back will control it. So before I go to bed, because like I mentioned, it's very late at night, I'm gonna make this rudder really quick. These are two separate pieces. This wood right here and this wood is new. It was just left over from a project we're doing at our house. So I have to caulk these pieces together and then or glue it, and then I'm gonna screw these on. So I'll get back to you once I finish the rudder. Alright, so I just caulked these pieces together. So I'm waiting for that to dry. But in the meantime, I'm going to screw this piece on right here and use that. That's going to be the control to be able to steer it and turn it. Alright, so I just put 4 screws, 2 for each board right there. I make sure to push this together. I'm going to let it dry overnight. But I mean, I think it should be good to pick up for now. But this is kind of my idea. Have this back here. Zoom out a little bit, and that'll be in the back, and you can steer it and stuff. So basically the person in the back will put a little handle out and they'll be able to steer it, and also put a hinge too. So there, that's how it'll work, and should be able to steer, but I don't know, in the creek it might be hard to turn around some tight corners. So I'm gonna let this dry here tonight, but before I go to bed, this is a boat after all. So in the front here, there's a little crack. There's cracks over here and here. So I'm going to caulk those up really quick because it is a boat and it's supposed to be watertight. So this is the last thing I'm doing tonight. Alright, so I just caulked those gaps up. It's not it's only temporary. It's not fully done because I'm still going to put some plywood around here to raise the walls a little bit. Put it on the bottom too, put some foam underneath there. So this is just temporary, just as a second layer in case some does leak in. But I'm going to let this dry overnight. I believe caulking does take 24 hours to dry. So we'll see how it turns out. I'm going to take some plywood, line the walls, and line the front right here. And put a little floor, put the bottom under, and then get some floaty that I'll put underneath, either foam, boogie boards, I don't know, storage containers that have air space inside of them. We'll figure it out, but I will see you guys tomorrow. Alright guys, so this is day 2 of filming. It's early in the morning, but I have this board here, and this is my old train table, and I basically just had a model train that just went around here. So these little dots are like power lines. I had some trees and stuff. So there are little holes every now and then because they had some wires coming through. So we'll plug those up with caulking. But basically, I'm measuring it out right now. I'm going to build the bottom of this and probably stuff the inside of foam or something like that. And then might do something at the bottom. And then I might do the walls today. And we'll head over to Evan's because he has some wood too that we could use. So let's cut this and see how it fits. Alright guys, so I've done a good amount of work since the last clip. So right here is where the floor is going to be, or the bottom of the boat. And then also on this, well, this is the underside of the boat. I put in some support. So I put in that support there. This right here to hold it up. This one was already here. And then I put in this one. And then there are also these little, like, I don't even know what you call them. But it was little just pieces of wood sticking out. So I took those out because they were just on the corners. So now I'm going to lay the floor down and see how it fits. Alright, so this is the bottom of the boat. And it actually fits really nicely. Follows the edge of where the frame is very nicely. So I'm going to nail it in now, or screw it in, whatever I have. And then also there are 2 holes right here. So I'm going to try to fill those with caulk. And maybe put another little piece of wood on top of them, just in case so no water leaks in. And then also I might do this later today. Alright, so I finished nailing the bottom in. I went a little bit overkill on the nails, you could just see. And it's a little crazy. I still need to caulk it up because it's not going to be watertight. I'm probably going to move on to the front if I have enough wood, because this is the extra wood over here. And I don't know if either one of these pieces is big enough, because I would like to put this in 1 piece instead of 2. Or we could just do the walls. We'll see. But I also put this bracket on the back, which is where the rudder will go. So I'll show that, like, how it goes in. We'll probably put it in towards the end. But, yeah, this is the progress I've made so far. And I'll show you the top. So this is the top. And I mean, it's really big and spacious. Like, so this is my plan. Somebody's gonna sit here, legs there. Somebody's gonna sit here, put their legs there. And then up front's gonna be maybe like storage for a bag or something, or in the middle. And then, I don't know if I said this last night, but I have these little things right here that'll go, like right here probably. And basically, if we want to dock the boat, we could tie a rope around these to like a nearby tree. So I'm going to now cut the walls, and I'll get back to you when it's done. Alright, and I'm going to do the walls after this, but I found some foam, or I don't know what it's called. I guess you could say foam, but basically it's in boxes. If it's like glass or something, it'll protect it. And I'm basically cutting it to size so that it'll fit in here. So, for example, it'll come up to this 2x4. That's why it's at an angle. So once you stuff it in there, it'll provide some buoyancy. I'll probably cut 2 or 3 sheets, and I'm just going to stuff the whole inside with foam anywhere I can. And it should float by then, especially since it's all made out of wood. And then I might add a little bit more underneath, but the chances of that are not that high, because when we do take it through the creek, I want it to stay above the water as much as possible, because sticks could scrape away that foam and take it off, and then we could sink. So I'm going to keep cutting foam and try to fill in this area. Alright, so I'm starting to stuff this. I'm cutting parts of the foam off and just stuffing it in blocks down here. I am trying to caulk in between, but it's just not really helping, especially I'm out of caulk right now. So I'm just going to keep stuffing it, and Tyler and Grady are going to head over soon, and they might bring some foam too, which will help. But this part might be a little bit tricky because there's a bunch of wood in the way. So, but these areas are pretty simple and straightforward. This actually might be the hardest because you have to get under all these boards. So I'm going to have to slip little chunks in at a time, try to stuff in as much as I can. I am going to try to stuff in as much as I can under where they're going to sit down, or the people are going to sit down, because that's where the most weight is going to go. So, I mean, you're going to have more stuffing there because it's going to hold up more weight. And then also put some stuffing in the front, because it is level from here, but when you add the front, it's front heavy if you were to pick it up from the middle. So adding more in the front will keep it balanced. So I'll come back to you once I finish stuffing a portion of this. Alright, so we got the boys, they all showed up, and we finished stuffing it with foam, and I cut a piece to lay down the floor. My garage is a mess right now, but yeah, we're going to finish laying the floor down, and we're going to put a seat here, seat there, and make that flat, and then we're going to do walls, and then we will test it out. Yeah. Alright, so we just put up the first wall. It's a foot high, And now we're gonna do the other wall. So let's cut it.
Don't just take off the front.
No, we don't even need.
Why don't we take off the front?
Let's
put the side.
Dad, it works.
All we need for buoyancy is like the sides.
Buoyancy.
What?